All right, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. This is just something I wanted to talk about real quick because it's caught my attention recently and it's blowing my mind, man. Because amidst all the chaos that's already going on in the world right now, it's hard to believe that it can get any worse, you know? And you start to think like, man, can it get any worse? Like, what's going on in this world? But just when all that's happening, you get this little glimmer of hope. You get this little spark of hope, and it just reminds you that God really got this thing handled. Now, we know for the past couple years, there has been this political agenda to destroy Trump and get him out of the White House. And up until recently, it has proven to be successful, man. He was technically impeached, I guess, or not technically, I don't know. But the hatred and the division that's come with it, man, they surpassed any prior probably thought of what they would have set out to achieve with the people like hating Trump and wanting him out of office for no reason. But recently it came to my attention, man, that people are finally starting to wake up. They're finally starting to go through that thing that I went through, where I stopped thinking through the thoughts and the eyes and the minds and experiences of other people, and I started to think for myself. I started to use my own eyes and my own ears, and I started to make my own mind up for what was going on out there and not just following the trends. And I'm starting to see a lot of people doing that right now, because the people that they thought were so great, the people that they thought were there to protect them and bring in the liberation and all the peace and love and positive vibes and free stuff for everybody, the people that they thought that they could count on to be there for them, they're finally starting to realize that those people saw them as nothing more than a pawn in their game and as chess pieces, and they're just moving them around at their own expense. And guess what? They're getting fed up. They're starting to realize that maybe Trump isn't so bad, and that these people that we thought we could trust, maybe we can't trust them. Maybe their interests are not in our personal interest and our best interest. Maybe there is something evil happening. Even people like Joe Rogan is finally starting to wake up to it and be like, man, this is really a game, man. They really just like punked us all.
This is the real issue with the Democratic Party. They've essentially made us all morons.
Yeah.
With this Joe Biden thing. They really have.
Can
They
you
made us all
imagine?
morons.
Who do we need? I mean,
I can't vote for that guy. I'd rather vote for Trump than him. I don't think he can handle anything. The pressure of being the president of the United States is something that no one has ever prepared for.
Right.
The only one who seems to be fine with it is Trump, oddly enough. I mean, he doesn't seem to be aging at all or in any sort of decline. You know, Obama, like, almost immediately started looking older.
Yeah.
George W., almost immediately.
And then we got other mainstream people that tend to follow all the trends, and even they're like at least like admitting that Trump is at least funny. I mean, that's at least somewhat a step in the right direction. Check out H3H3.
Doesn't work for you. Trump is at least funny when he does it.
That's what I was gonna say. He's so much better at it than you.
He's funny.
Yeah,
He's
at least
good
Trump
at
is funny.
it.
See, I don't know, man, but from the things that I've been seeing recently on Facebook and across social media, people are really starting to like wake up, man. And I want to share with you guys this last personal story that just happened a couple hours ago actually, that maybe actually want to make this video right now. It actually inspired it, and it was this lady. She posted something on Facebook, and she's normally into like the new age stuff and all the universal and spiritual stuff, and probably like a Bernie Sanders supporter. I'm gonna blur out her name and everybody else's name just to preserve their privacy, but it's crazy to see these people sharing this stuff. Check this out. She posted, "I think for the first time I sincerely feel bad and have compassion for Trump. I don't listen to him much, but when he announced to stop funding for WHO, which is the World Health Organization, the other day, he was tired. Poor guy. I can't imagine having the weight of this whack issue upon me." And then she goes on to say, "Everybody wants somebody to blame. You want to blame him and he wants to blame people too. Like, we could really point the finger at him. It's way deeper than we can comprehend, I'm sure." And then she goes on with other stuff, but you know, that was the main point. And I knew people were gonna jump on her about this and start persecuting her about this, so I decided I was gonna jump on and share some truth as some form of support, but also to share truth. So I went on to type this: "Nobody is perfect. I used to hate Trump." And all this is true, by the way. I used to hate Trump. I went with the trend and I didn't think for myself. One day I stumbled across one of his videos and decided to actually listen to what he stood for and what he was really all about. I was shocked when I realized everything we've been told wasn't true. The media attacked him right away because they knew that he would be a threat to their plans. They couldn't do it alone, so they created a trend and made him the most hated, evil, racist, sexist person on the planet. And overnight, the whole country hated someone they didn't even know. They played off people's emotions. Then I started to see all the peaceful and loving people become so hateful all over a person, a name, and a red hat that they've been programmed to emotionally react to. The anger and judgment you receive on this just for posting your perspectives about Trump speaks for itself. You won't find more judgment and anger than you will from the loving people who hate him. He's doing his best, and honestly, I've come to realize that he's hated because he's doing what's right and not backing down. He's not the best, but he's the best of what we got right now. Hope you've been well and you're staying safe. Thank you for sharing." And then to my surprise, these were some of the responses, man. Like, she responded with this: "Thank you, and it's so sad to see what the media is doing on so many levels. And I do think he was trying to stay strong and positive to the American people in the beginning of all this so we wouldn't panic. Who knew all this would go down like this? I believe it's all there. I believe it's all here for a purpose and it's time to rise. I agree with that. And then another guy goes on to say, Gary, I have a feeling that you are spot on. He's coming to realize that he is in way over his head. Honestly, I wouldn't want his job. I could not do better than he is. He is faced with something that he never imagined. Thanks for sharing your perspective. Stay healthy. And then other people go on to say stuff like this. If you were getting your political news from the main news feed, you are buying right into the program. Look into alternative news feeds like this. No, just kidding, but not really. I've watched entire news conferences with Trump where someone just recorded from the crowd, and it's not what you see through mainstream news. People are waking up. Most strikingly is funding he opened for marginalized people. It was a crowd of mostly black Americans and some international folks, and it was like a different world. It blew my mind, actually. I will try to find it. But when you find it, please share it. And then also the fact that he cut the World Health Organization funding says something. It's either two billionaires in a peeing contest or Trump played a character to get into this position and now he is taking the empire down. Wouldn't that blow all of our minds? It would sure blow mine because it already did. Because that is exactly what's happening, except he's not playing a character. He's really him. You know me, I never get into politics and some of what he is doing is blowing my mind in a good way. Oh man, I'm getting chills over reading this right now. LOL. When you find out you might have been wrong about something, it helps if it is in the favor of the people. That's all I'm saying. Just watching now. Guys, all I'm saying is people are waking up right now and don't put it past anybody. Don't judge anybody. Don't prejudge anybody. You never know who's paying attention. You never know who God's working on right now. You never know who God's allowing to see things for what they are right now. And from what I can see, it's a lot more people than any of us expected, man. God is using this time of tragedy and he's pulling something beautiful out of it. You know, under pressure, diamonds are created, man. So let's not lose hope yet, man. People are waking up. What a beautiful time to be alive. Thank you guys for watching as always, and peace.